Make the ground shake.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Kyle the Pug Podcast, episode number 13. I apologize for not doing a show last week because I have a big announcement to share with you guys, and I'm super excited for it, and I hope everybody is watching right now that is super excited for it. So, here goes. We are not going to do just one show, but at the start of next week, we will have a show Sunday, but then the next day, on Monday, we're going to be doing 2 shows of the Kyle the Pug Podcast Reboot. So we'll be doing 2 shows, guys. 2 shows a week. It's going to be insane, and I haven't done 2 shows since, I don't know, since the days with Cowboy Nick, when we did our podcast and radio and TV together. It's going to be fun, and I know it's going to be stressful, but I know I'm going to do it. It's going to be super exciting, and I'm ready for it. So I think the next step is going to be a big major boost. So going up. We're taking it up a notch. So, with that being said, I am Kyle the Pug. We have a lot to talk about here tonight. Very Nintendo-heavy podcast show. So, if you're a Nintendo fan, this is the show you could be watching right now. Or could be listening in on demand. You know, either or. Whatever works with you guys.
If you're not a Nintendo fan, screw you.
So, Penguinator's here. So, say hi to everybody. Penguin.
Waddle, waddle.
He waddles into the podcast as usual, so he's here mostly every single show. And replacing Matt Man, because I know Matt Man's got his kids for another day, Ice Ryujin, who hosted me on Twitch, she's here today. So say hi, Ice. How are you doing?
I'm only here because I'm apparently second best. I'm not good enough for Kyle, guys.
Hey, at least you're right on time though, because we're not going to call you.
I'm always here. Get out of here.
Yeah, we're not going to call you Miss Noah J.
I'm always here.
Shout out to Matt, though, the realest of MVPs. So what have you guys been up to? So we're gonna start off with what everybody's been up to before we get into our topics for the show. So Penguin, you're always up first, man. What's been going on with you?
Mainly just been working a lot.
Just working? Yeah, I mean, night shift, day shift. What's going on?
Day shift, and I hate day shift.
Yeah.
So we have to get like 4. Well, I have to get up at 4:30 in the morning on day shift to eat breakfast, get ready, get dressed, and I hate getting up early.
So you rather have the night shift then? Oh
yeah, I prefer nights.
Yeah, he's a night penguin.
Hands down.
He's a night penguins, and I see you've been playing some. What was that game called again? That I know I looked at it, but I didn't really. Was it like Warships or something? I forgot.
World of Warships Legends. It's
okay.
The iconic, military ships throughout. Kind of like World War II and so on.
Okay. Yeah, I knew. I caught the name of it. I just didn't really catch it all the way. But
to me, it's a lot of fun. Like right now, I'm using the Arizona.
Oh, okay. Awesome. So, Ice, what you been up to?
Setting up some big plans and, just chilling on everyday life, trying to vibe.
Yeah, you were on Overwatch, I saw, getting into a league match. I know how that is.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Oh, yeah, especially when you don't have any teammates on there. I can relate.
Oh, no. It's so great. I could say it's so far so great, considering 2 factors. 1, every match I get into, and I've decided to start working on my DPS because I haven't worked on DPS in over, 6 seasons, because I felt like there was no point. You know me, I'm a hardcore support player, either shields or, tanky players.
I need healing.
Yeah, that's the life I live, man. I'm hearing I need healing complaints or getting cussed out by some 12-year-old
game.
Oh, no. It's just strictly Overwatch for me, man. It's just cursed for me, man.
Oh,
but,
okay.
I can't complain,
Well, at least that's good, though.
Nobody wants to listen.
Yeah. Nobody's going to listen to you, even though you're going to be like, oh, what? We need to fix such and such, blah, blah, blah. And then just like, yeah, they're not going to listen to you. They only care about what the company benefits. But, yeah, that's every single gaming company out there. But, all right, so what I've been up to as of lately. So if you guys hadn't noticed, this is kind of a weird little story that I wanted to share with before we get on here. So, Nintendo, I don't know why they would drop something like this at midnight Eastern time, but the jump rope challenge. I don't know if you guys saw that on Nintendo's Twitter. So basically what it is, it's a free downloadable app you can do on the Switch. You can download for free. It doesn't take like too long to download. I think it probably takes like 2-3 minutes to download. So what it is, it's like a jump rope simulator, which it keeps track of all the times you jump rope like every single day. And I actually downloaded it because I was kind of curious, because I was like, okay, maybe I might check this out. Maybe I might feel something. And what you do is like you take the Joy-Cons in each hand and you like make a circular motion, like just like this, like you're jump roping a little bit, and you gotta like, and there's like a bunny on the screen, and you gotta like match the timing with the jump roping. And to be honest, I actually get a good workout out of it, which it's kind of weird to say, but I think I found my quarantine workout. I don't know why, but
Jump rope.
yeah, I mean, the max I think is just like 100 jump ropes like a day, and there's like a timer on there too. So if you want to like jump rope, like go do a speed run jump rope or go at your own pace, I mean it's perfectly fine. But yeah, it's actually, it feels, you feel refreshed, and you feel like you're ready. You have a lot of energy after doing so. But yeah, it is for free though if you guys want to check it out.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is, like I said, for free, so it doesn't take too long to download. But other than that, I've been on the Pokemon Sword and Shield DLC, raiding, catching shinies. And I'm pretty sure everybody else is having fun with it too, which I want to get everybody's thoughts on it so far, since we had it dropped last week. So, Ice, you actually said your thoughts about it, and before we get to them, I want to say my thoughts on it so far, which is, to me, I think it's more of a 2 hour, 30-minute, 3-hour story, like max, depending on how long it takes you to finish through the story, and maybe like a couple raids every so often, but not going to spoil it for anybody. There is a certain individual that does come back. I'm not going to say who, like a returning character, but yeah, he definitely plays a role in the part of the DLC here, so I'm not going to say this person's name, but yeah,
solid duty roll at least.
It was a solid roll. Yeah, it definitely involves some big major keys. But Ice, I'll leave it up to you now.
Okay, so overall in total, if you guys actually play the DLC, you're gonna deal with, and this is with staying on topic in general with the whole situation with DLC coming out, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have the opportunity to sit there through a 3.5 hour at most campaign story that is like just wow. Let's just applaud that for a first ever attempt.
Oh yeah,
And,
I feel they did an amazing job with the DLC. And this is just only
it's their
the
very
pre-phase.
first ever DLC. Just keep
And
in
this
mind
is-
that they've never done something like this throughout the entire history. Okay. Of Pokemon. This is
And this
years
is
upon
only
years
like the
of
warm
never
up.
happening, building up. Like, let's just be frank here. They've already admitted it. They've already said it. They were already planning this DLC way before the launch of Pokemon Sword and Shield. Just plain out. All right. So
And
this
this
has
is-
been
and-
something in the works.
And this is
for
just in the
years.
warm-ups. This is just the
Oh, yeah.
warm-up for DLC 2. DLC 2 is going to be even more insane.
And it's not even over yet. We're still looking forward to the Crown Tundra later this year in November. But I gotta say, ultimately, for their first ever DLC in the Pokemon franchise's history, you're looking forward to not one, but 2 DLCs that you can still spend countless hours of enjoyment in general.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? It's definitely not going to be the final 2 or the first and last DLCs ever. That statement can't be made. I've seen people complaining about a few minor bugs in there that I've never experienced. So I think it's just a matter of having to manually, like, finding their friends' raids or whatever. I think it's just coming down to a manual, like, refresh and search for a specific stamp kind of situation.
I feel like the only problem that I've had is that it's just the Y comms have been super buggy. Like, when you try to, like, join somebody's raids.
From that last, like, if you think about it, I personally have had those issues in particular, but I've only had those issues since the last Nintendo Switch update in itself. That shouldn't reflect necessarily on Pokemon as a whole, because that was happening beforehand. But overall, they should definitely be proud of the fact that they released their first ever DLC, and it was a major success, honestly, in my opinion.
Penguin.
And that's nothing to snuff out.
Penguin, get in here, man. Get in this conversation.
Join in on
I haven't
our
beaten it
topic.
yet because I just haven't had time with work and everything. But from what I've played so far and the Pokemon that they've brought back and everything else, I've been enjoying it. I thought they did really good with it.
Oh, yeah. So, well, I'm not going to say too, but I don't think this is like a spoiler thing or anything, but Ice, you chose the Dark Fighting Urshifu. You went to the Dark... I'm not going to say too much about the Dark Tower and the Water Tower,
The Darkness Tower.
yeah, I went through the Water Tower, so
Right.
that is kind of sort of spoilers. I don't think it's... I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, I don't know.
You see the towers.
It doesn't necessarily
story, you
count
just
as one, considering that we all knew ahead of time that, I mean, it
Yeah,
even stated
that
in
is
the
true.
DLC update on the website for Pokemon Sword and Shield.
And basically, whatever tower you
major
choose,
location.
it's going to be the same thing. It's just
Well, technically,
different.
it's already the same Pokemon. All it is a skin cosmetic and
Yeah.
style. That's it.
I don't know, like, I chose the water one just because water-type Pokemon are my favorite types, and my favorite color is blue, so that's kind of like, 2 and 2 matched together and just bam, there. But, I don't know, I think we had enough dark fighting types anyways to begin with, like, throughout the Pokemon franchise, so, that's why I went water fighting. So, I know it has a couple more weaknesses, but nah, whatever, I really don't care. I just like
I
the
went with the Water
G-Max.
Tower as well. Just cause
Oh, did you?
The main
Okay.
reason I went with the Water Tower is it was kind of like I was looking at the Pokemon. It was kind of like a Bruce Lee type Pokemon. Like,
Yeah.
just be like the flow of water, go with the flow. So I was like, I'll do the Water Tower.
And the fighting stance, it kind of reminds me of, have you guys ever played Mortal Kombat Deception or Armageddon? Bo Raicho's Drunken Fist. That's what it
Yep.
kind of reminds me of. It was so cool. Like, and then when it like turns to a G-Max Pokemon when Dynamaxes, has that little Karate Kid-like pose, like doing the cranes. Well, not like almost kind of doing the crane, but it's like it's got like a certain fighting stance similar to it. But it looks super cool. That's why I liked it.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, like I said, I've been catching some shinies. I think my recent shiny, we were talking about this before the show started, was it was the shiny Rockruff. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like the Rockruff and the Lycanroc, they might be in my top 5 for best shinies ever. Like, I swear, I looked at the shiny Rockruff, it's like a little bluish color.
Let's talk about their 3D models when you're walking around the Isle of Armor, though.
Oh, when you're walking around,
Just-
especially when a Rockruff follows
They
you,
did
it is
so
the
much work
cutest
to make
thing
sure
ever.
that they actually had it like completely covered as into where it actually looks accurate.
Rockruff
3D
and
model
Kubfu are like
ones.
tied for like the cutest, the way they follow you around. It's
Oh,
so
yeah.
adorable.
The little charge dashes they have to do to catch up to you when you're riding your bike. Oh my god, it's adorable.
It's
Coincidentally, Mew is like one of the cute ones as well. I
Oh,
don't know if
yeah.
you checked it out. Like it just.
I'll have to check it out. I gotta do all my Pokemon.
It just teleports.
Yeah, I'll
it's
have to try
it's
it.
so adorable. It just literally will sit there and then it'll phase to you because it's so lazy it can't catch up to you. So you
just
you kinda
teleports,
get that
zhip, just
Baby
ports over to you.
Snorlax vibe. Oh my god, we gotta try it with Munchlax.
I've
my
seen,
Try it with Snorlax.
I've
Oh god, no. He
I've
terrifies
actually
me.
seen Dracofish. Oh my god, Dracofish is the most creepiest thing ever, because it literally just
with the
like,
wet noodles and stuff.
yeah, he literally just like walks like, I have to post it on Twitter. It's so
It
freaking
makes you
creepy.
It makes you think of throwing up. Like at the same time.
It literally
Right.
does. It's literally so. Like I said, I'll post it on Twitter after the show's over. But oh my god, I just can't get that
Why
vision out of
would
my
you
head.
wanna
That
even think about it. All right, if
I
you think
wanted-
about it, if you've ever played Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, if you whip out a Snorlax, okay, the walking animation is so cute and adorable. Like I think that should bring over the ride function over into Pokemon Sword and Shield, because imagine how amazing that would be. I mean, you're already expecting us to get Latios, Latias, Xerneas.
yeah, that's all in DLC too. Every
Wintel,
single legendary Like majority of the legendaries are going to be in
Zekrom, it's all going to be popping off. All right, so imagine being able to ride one of those things on a fucking shiny Rayquaza. Let's talk about that. Oh my God.
Shiny Rayquaza is also up there.
Shiny Rayquaza.
That might be one. Just the black dragon shiny. Oh man, that's badass. It's in everybody's like favorite
100%.
shinies ever. But it, like I said, definitely like in my top 3 for sure.
Definitely. Let's actually talk. I've got a question for you, Kyle. It's kind of on topic with the Pokemon situation. All right, this is a big one. Okay, so we've seen all the lists. Like I've combed through the lists. I've combed through the websites. I've checked every single list that's been updated in regards to what Pokemon are being added back at a future time or whatever. Let's talk about Gibble and Garchomp.
Ooh, they're gonna be in DLC too. That is confirmed.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait to Garchomp was one of my favorite dragons to use in the Gen 4.
Bring over the if they did bring over the ride functionality.
And if you ever played the I was gonna say you ever played the story mode for or the campaign. Well, I guess it is more story mode. The story mode for Pokemon, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. That was Cynthia's ace Pokemon. Garchomp.
Oh yeah, definitely. If they end up, it's rumored that they're bringing over Mega Evos, and they are already in the works of making plans to bring over Primal Form Kyogre and Primal Form Groudon.
That would be
what one of the Pokemon editors has actually posted. They're like, imagine actually having to do a quest strictly related to whether or not you wanted to receive a Primal Groudon over a Primal Kyogre. Imagine that it's a boss battle.
Dang.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it.
That would go off, man. That would pop off.
But I would say it would be insane, but everybody was speculating, there's going to be some Mega Evolved, Pokemon in there, which, that actually was added to Pokemon Go, which we will talk about here coming up here in a little bit. But at this moment right now, I mean, as of right now, I don't think we're gonna get any Mega Evolutions but you never know. It could be added in DLC too.
If you think about it, aren't already a 99%. Like I'm thinking. I think it's like 99% of the Pokemon that are actually capable of Mega Evolving already within Pokemon Sword and Shield as of currently, besides Garchomp and a few others.
What actually? Let me
in there when they're just going to wait till a little bit later to drop.
Because I think Blaziken and Garchomp.
I think the Hoenn starters were confirmed. If I'm not mistaken, weren't they confirmed in Sword and Shield? Because I remember reading that.
I believe so.
I didn't see.
I believed it was mentioned, but there was
somebody had it in a video. Maybe they might put the Johto and Hoenn starters maybe in an update, which I would love to have a shiny. I have a shiny Typhlosion in Pokemon Home that's itching to battle.
Oh yeah. Another big thing that I think is honestly going to, another reason why Mega Evolutions are coming in the future to Pokemon Sword and Shield is because I don't want to be a spoiler, but has everyone seen the trailer for Pokemon Journeys?
No. I know what you're talking about, but I haven't really checked that out. I know it does involve the animated series, but...
Yeah, the Pokemon Journeys is the animated series that takes place within the Galar region. So I'll just say it, so you're not surprised or whatever by it. But
I think the only one I've seen was Twilight Wings. Twilight Wings was the only one I've seen.
So in the trailer, they actually brought back Alan from a previous region, and he actually goes up against Leon in the trailer as Mega versus Dynamax to see which evolutionary line is better for combat. So I haven't seen all of it. I immediately cut it off at that, but I mean, just the thought alone of Mega Evolution returning in its own is pretty exciting.
True.
Like I said, I don't know if that actually solidifies it, but I'm gonna say on good grounds that
That you're all in
certainly
for
is
it.
more information. No, I'm not all in for it because
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly how that's like. The reason why I'm saying that is because I'm just now getting back into the competitive Pokemon scene, you know, and a big thing for me is if it's gonna offset or off balance the entire combat stage. You know what I mean? Like that's a huge question that's left unanswered as of this time. But you know, I just thought, you know, it's more solid ground proving it kind of that Mega Evolutions are coming in, but I don't know for a fact. But I just thought that I could bring that up as a point towards the whole Mega Evolution topic.
Well, something was kind of you know, running through my head when you were saying that. Like, if there was Mega Evolution in the game, do you think it would cancel out the Mega Evolution as soon as you would Dynamax? That's what was running through my head. Like, or would it keep? I'm
curious if it would Dynamax on top of Gmax, or Dynamaxing in general. Like, the big question is, like, does it increase stat balance? Does it still keep the same maneuverability options? Does it open up another gate to where
I think it would honestly be broken if the Mega Evolution would keep its Dynamax.
With Dynamax. That's the big problem here.
What if you are able to Dynamax the Mega Evolution, but
that's what I'm saying.
But no, I'm saying but the gigantic version when you do the Dynamax is not one that we've already seen, and it's also not the Mega. It's a completely different version.
But maybe
of
it. Say a Galarian version of the Mega Evolution.
Like if Garchomp, for instance, had a G-Max version of Garchomp.
Think about the Galarian version of Garchomp. What's like, because you already know for a fact there's got to be in some form or way. Eventually, all the Pokemon
telling you,
that
like I said,
that don't have Galarian forms, we're gonna get those.
I've been saying this. Even said it last week, and I'll say it again. It'll be if it was a Galarian, it would be Water Dragon. Like, how? I mean, it looks like a shark. It has the fin. How can it not it can fly? Why not have it swim in water?
It's definitely. It might definitely be a Water Dragon, but then on top of that, I mean, it could have potentially been like a water fighting type as well.
That's true. There's a lot of options out there for our old
think of it
shark
as
dragon
like a
friend.
More sturdy version. It might have it might be the first Pokemon to actually receive, if they do go through a Galarian Berry. They might even potentially this is someone else's comment that I read from Reddit on the Garchomp coming debate. They were concerned that if it gets a Galarian variant, that it might be the first Pokemon to ever get a 3 different type Pokemon species list. Like, it might register as 3 different types, like water. Like, they made the point that you made. They're like, but what if it ended up being like water, fighting, and dragon to kind of counterbalance and kind of center? I mean, it would definitely be option for it, considering the fact that it would be definitely in the market for it. Especially considering, like you said, Kyle, there's not enough water fighting types. But I just went with the Darkness Tower in general for Urshifu, just for the sake of getting through the story, because I was already next to the tower when I could do that. So
I definitely feel you on that. That's 100%. Like, I just went to the water tower just because it was right next to the beach, and beaches are like my thing when it comes to video games. So I'm just like, you know what? Let's just go there.
I wanted to go do the water tower, honestly, but I didn't know which one would have. I should have read it, but I was just trying to push through the story in general because it was to a stalemate for me, because I was stuck in the part where I'm like, do I just I gotta know how this ends or if it does end, but I'm like, I'm not trying to spoil it or anything, but goddamn that cliffhanger, it's huge, man.
There's always a cliffhanger. Even though it says the end, it's not the end. There's always a cliffhanger every single time.
Oh yeah. I mean, just talking to the Master Era alone is just leaving on a huge cliffhanger like that, and then seeing the word the end. It doesn't feel like the end. It just feels like a marvelous beginning.
Oh yeah. And I'm gonna be honest. Speaking of the dojo, obviously, Mustard's theme when you battle him right at the very final theme, his final theme is actually really fucking cool. Like,
oh my god, dude!
it
If
literally-
that was on the soundtrack. Could you imagine? Oh.
it is on the soundtrack for Pokemon Sword and Shield. They actually had it. They dropped it
Did
like
they
on
add
TV.
it into the battle tower?
Oh, they did. Yeah. Even when you
Oh
go
my
against
God.
ranked battles, battle tower, you name it, it's on there. I have that
Oh,
every
I'm definitely
and
gonna add that in.
I have it on there too for my battles on there also. So I definitely did enjoy that. That's probably one of my favorite themes in the entire game, hands down. I'm just 100% trust. Because it actually feels like you're in an actual dojo, like fighting, which is, it's nuts.
It's just an added bonus and a reason to continue to playing. I mean, the high amount of quality and content that's within the Isle of Armor itself in general is just another reason why it's, like, honestly one of the best things to ever happen to Pokemon. Like, it's just so replayable. It's never gonna end out.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I don't think I could ever get
For sure.
tired of it. I mean, there's so many secrets, and there's still so many secrets to find out. For example, there's a crown symbol on an island off to the right that's out of bounds in the actual thing. I've been all over the island.
It's-
I have no idea where it's at, but I'm pretty sure that's the Crown Tundra location.
oh,
and,
I feel
or
it's going to be the
start of it
same
is.
area too, because I noticed that also.
Yeah.
It might be a general thing where, hey, it's going to be right
Yeah,
over here.
and
but
I
it's
actually,
gonna
and you
be-
get a crown for completing the Isle of Armor Pokedex. So what does that tell you? Coincidence? I think not.
Someone commented that they might just be debating us right now, and if with the success that they've had, they might just go ahead and just give back to the community and just go ahead and launch the Crown Tundra. That is a huge debate going on right now. On
Well,
Reddit,
there's debates
so-
with every single
yeah.
DLC,
Oh,
even
yeah.
not just Pokemon, but every single game though as well. But moving on here, so I want to get to some Pokemon Presents news because we have some more Pokemon stuff to talk about. But if you guys didn't realize, Pokemon did drop a Presents feature premiere on Wednesday, and they actually dropped some pretty interesting apps and games, which we will discuss here. We're going to save the best one for last, though, but first one I do want to talk about is Pokemon Smile. Now, for those who don't know what that is, children can defeat the troublesome bacteria with skillful brushing to make the captive Pokemon appear. If kids brush their teeth well, they will be able to rescue the Pokemon. There are over 100 species of Pokemon to rescue, so kids want to keep coming back to brush in order to basically complete their Pokedex. By regularly brushing, children can also earn amusing Pokemon caps that will appear on their head in the game as they brush. Now, kids will love seeing themselves wearing a Pokemon hat or looking like a Pokemon, basically. They can decorate pictures of themselves wearing the Pokemon caps to create all sorts of silly images, and it can also let you set reminders on to let children know when they need to brush their teeth, basically. And you can even set a timer for like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever. And it can help children keep track of how long they need to brush, though. And if they brush regularly, they can receive their awards for their accomplishments for being a brushing master. So, Ice, we were talking about this like right at the beginning of the show, which kind of goes to say, like, I was talking with some people on Discord, like, saying that this is going to help save a lot of kids' lives, which obviously, like, out in the world today, that, like, not a lot of people, like, especially kids nowadays, are, like, literally afraid to brush their teeth. But I see where Pokemon is going with this. Like, I know there's not going to be, like, a huge number of people that are doing it, but if kids actually do keep using this app, they want to keep coming back to it, I feel like it's going to help them, save a bunch of trips to the dentist and actually costing a lot of money, which, like I said, it's interesting. I know it's kind of a interesting, unique turn with it, but like I said, I feel like it'll draw attention to a crowd, but not like to the actual main Pokemon players who actually want to actually play like a main Pokemon game. But I've actually seen adults do this too on Twitter, which is funny. But Ice, what do you think? What do you think about this?
Honestly, I think it's definitely going to be a big source of entertainment for people that live in the Asia and East Asia.
Oh, Japan, it's going to be huge.
area. It's definitely going to be huge in those retrospective areas, but if they definitely want it to launch well in the US, it's going to be a little bit of a tougher one, because, I mean, if you think about it, there's probably only about 5% that are try-hard fans and would definitely get their kids to play it, but the issue here is, that you have to count into the fact that one, a lot of these people weren't fans to begin with up until Black and White, so it's something to look forward to as well. You know, try to get your nieces, nephews, and all your family members in general interested in this. But the big issue here is, like I said, you've got about 5% of people that are actually going to refer their kids to and then hope. But on top of that 5% is uncertainty, really, as to whether or not if it's going to be a success. And like I said, this is just a guess, but, you know...
It's a very unique way just to bring, you know, kids in together, and it's just to complete a Pokedex by brushing your teeth. It's just like like I said, I see where they're going with this, but how many downloads would there actually be though? It's a good idea. I like it, but
honestly, I guarantee you, there's going to be the entire population from Asia to East Asia is definitely going to have it for their children alone. On top of that, but another way that they can pull people in is definitely by, you know, how many kids are playing Pokemon Go. That's been a big hit. And it's actually brought out a whole bunch of new fans for the franchise in general. I think that if they had like a link set up to basically where while they're brushing their teeth and capturing these Pokemon and getting these new Pokemon hats and cosmetics and stuff for, you know, a virtual picture, that, you know, they add it to where they can send Pokemon that they've rescued or captured, quote unquote, to their Pokemon Go account, like, added onto that. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. I got you, 100%. So, Penguin, what do you think?
I mean, basically I think about the same lines as Ice with it. I see why they're doing it, but the same token, for the American side, they're going to have to spice it up a little bit with the advertisements or something to get kids interested.
Yeah, like, I kind of feared like it's not going to have enough downloads. Like, I think it is a free download. I've tried to look on there. It didn't really show up on mine. I'll have to look at it again here, but I'll definitely, if it's on my phone, if it's compatible for it, I'll definitely take a look just to see, because just like with the jump rope challenge, I'll look at things. You know, I'm not, you know, against the idea of like trying new stuff out. Like, I'm open to like doing it, but going back to the topic though, I feared like I don't think it's gonna get enough popularity with the downloads on everybody's apps, you know?
Yeah, I don't think it will in the US, but like y'all were saying, in Asia it'll definitely do it.
Yeah, and that's where my fear is just where it kicks in. But yeah, like I said, it's gonna be hugely popular. East Asia, you know, China, Japan, Korea, you name it. It's going to be popular all the way over there.
Definitely Japan, because they have
well, that's where Pokemon comes from. Yeah, that's where Pokemon comes from, obviously. Japan and like a bunch of other, you know, Japanese-related stuff and all that jazz. But, yeah, that's Pokemon Smile for you guys in a nutshell. But if you guys want to download on the app, you're more than welcome to, you know. Maybe I might take a look at it. I don't know. But just to see what it's all about. But going on to the next topic that they had was Pokemon Cafe Mix. Now, this is for the app and Nintendo Switch, which is available, I think, tomorrow. Which basically what it is all about is you can link Pokemon icons to clear puzzles as you work your way to build your own cafe in Pokemon Cafe Mix. And it's a free-to-start game for the Nintendo Switch, which goes to show you that's going to have some pre-purchase, like in-game purchases. So that is that. So basically, you recruit Pokemon to help out at the cafe in their adorable little uniforms by building a friendship and expand your cafe and menu and offerings by completing puzzles. Each Pokemon staff member has a cafe skill that will come in handy during puzzles. Now, when I looked at this, it kind of reminded me of like if Candy Crush and Pokemon had a kid, and then bam, this would have came out to be. Like, that's basically what it was.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, isn't it magic?
I don't know. Is it magic?
It's music.
Oh, it's magic, you know.
That's basically what it is. So
it's a match made in heaven, man. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, it's cute. It's like a cute sort of thing if you want to get like to, you know, like I said with Pokemon Smile, like, you know, with the younger generation. I mean, it's cute if you want to play like, you know, with your sons or your kids and all that. So and all that jazz. So and that's basically all it is. So it's if you guys want to, if the kids want to play it, they enjoy it. That's their thing. And that's and you can't, and you got to respect that. And like I said, it's adorable, it's cute, but I don't think it'd be something I would play though. I don't know. That might be just me.
For sure. I wouldn't play it at all, ever. Definitely not. That's just one thing that's a big no.
I mean, yeah, like I said, it's a no for me also, but
Yeah,
I
wouldn't play it. I'm not like I really don't
if you
aspect and stuff like that.
If you paid me to play it, I probably would.
Well,
that's like the only way I'll do it. Like if you pay me, I was
how
like,
much
okay.
we talking?
Yeah, that's the thing. How much are we talking exactly? But moving on here. So Pokemon Go, which we mentioned, before, their update is they have a Galarian Farfetch'd is now in Pokemon Go, so you can capture Galarian Farfetch, and I believe they also added Mega Evolutions to Pokemon Go. We were just talking about that a little bit ago, so
yeah.
Not really a lot of info was needed here, but that's kind of a cool little feature to have for Pokemon Go. Mega Evolutions, they are back, but not in Sword and Shield, but in Pokemon Go, so...
Not in Sword and Shield yet.
Not yet. Not yet, but it'll... Maybe one day. Maybe one day it'll be there, so... The Pokemon Zeraora raid, which is basically a community raid, so if everybody comes together to defeat Zeraora at least 1 million times, everybody will receive a shiny Zeraora. So if you guys, I believe there's a lot of other, I think there's a lot of Zeraora been defeated. I think the last time I checked was like 2,000, like 2,000, like 200, not 2,000, but I would say 250,000 at least, so everybody's like kind of smashing the mark, but I think
now, is it just you have to participate in these raids, or
you have to defeat them. You have to defeat them. So
okay.
Yeah, so the community challenge ends on the 28th, and if everybody defeats 1 million before then, everybody gets a free shiny Zeraora from the mystery gift. So go defeat those you can defeat shiny Zeraora too, but they're more of a pain in the ass than anything else. But yeah, that's
Have we beaten one on one of our raids or not? I can't remember.
I've beaten a couple of shiny Zeraora. I mean, I've beaten regular
They're just
Zeraoras.
a pain in the ass.
Yeah, you gotta have like good teamwork. Matt Man's in the chat says shiny Zeraora is a bitch to beat. Oh yeah, the bots won't do anything. The bots are like literally worthless.
Yeah.
I think the only decent bot that you can have during your raids is the rival from the Isle of Arbors, like Avery or Clara can actually be like one of your allies during raids. So if you actually beat them during a training session, they can assist you in raids too, which is pretty cool also.
Oh, okay.
And their Pokemon is level 70, I think. Like their Ace Pokemon's level, so they're like way higher than like the usual bots that help you during raids. So that's definitely a plus. If you have Avery or Clara on your team, then yeah, that's definitely cool though too. But yeah, shiny Zeraora. I mean, somebody was saying that it won't be as popular, when they get it. There's not really the showboat about it, because everybody's going to get a shiny Zeraora no matter what if they defeat the Zeraora like 1 million times. So, I mean, it's pretty cool to have. I'll definitely, like, have it around, just in case if I wanted to have it in raids and such. But, I don't know. That might be just me. But, I don't know. It wouldn't be too special, but yeah, like I said. But anyways,
Still, for people that have trouble getting shinies, it's kind of a way of helping them get one.
Oh yeah, exactly, definitely, 100%. But moving on here, so the main one that they dropped for the Pokemon Presents, I want to get to that as well. The big one that had everybody just go like, "Holy mother of beep!" There is a new Pokemon Snap coming to Nintendo Switch. There wasn't a release date yet, but they said that Amazon had a pre-order for it. So, and it's been 20 plus years. If you guys haven't played Pokemon Snap, I mean, I've never played it. Honestly, maybe I did. I don't remember. Maybe not. Maybe in another lifetime I did. But at least from my memory, from my perspective of it. But 20 plus years since the Nintendo 64, Pokemon Snap is getting revamped, reimagined, and it's a little better late than never, because I would wonder how this is going to run on the Switch, because Honestly, I would love to play this. This is
Here's the big
major.
question for you, Kyle.
This is major. Absolutely major. Because Pokemon Snap was popular on the N64 days.
Here's the big question for you, though, Kyle.
Go for it.
This is big for the podcast, right? Speaking on the subject of Pokemon Snap, okay, I've played it before. I've done it before. Alright, this is back in the old days whenever it was on the Nintendo 64 and everything, and you actually had to take your game cartridge, and you could take it to a place like McDonald's or Walmart, or some public place had an actual Pokemon Snap booth, and what you would do is you would insert your game cartridge, and it would actually print off little stickers or decals for your...
I remember reading that a long time ago. Wasn't it a Nintendo Power magazine? I don't know. I think it might have been. Do you think it'll bring what back?
The booth.
The booth? I can't really tell you. That's like, it's way...
They originally decommissioned them, they pulled them out. Do you think they're going to do an updated version?
It's too soon to tell at this point, honestly. Like, at least for me.
I don't think they do a booth. I think they would do like a connection, like Pokemon Snap app, kind of like Pokemon.
Yeah,
Go.
the guy, because I was kind of thinking the same thing though. Remember, we're not living in those times anymore. We're living in a world with technology and apps and phones, and like I said, people are on their phones nowadays. But I mean, at this point, like I was saying earlier, I think it's too soon to tell at this point. But I wouldn't be surprised if they did add that feature. But except it'll be like for like mobile, if it like is compatible with mobile phones, And like I said, the Cafe Mix was kind of like mobile phone and Nintendo Switch also. But like I said, I wouldn't doubt if it was on there. But at this point, like I said, it's just too soon to have an answer for me. But if I find out more information about it, then I can definitely if Nintendo actually drops something. Like it actually say, oh, here, it's compatible with the phone, so you can actually, get some stickers with it. Then, yeah, I probably believe it. That's just me.
Yeah, just gotta wait and see, though.
But yeah, I'm super intrigued about it. I've never really, tested out a Pokemon Snap. I know a lot of people have, and I know I did miss out on it. But I'm super curious about, buying it. Like, they actually have an actual release date, which is it's super cool. Super, super cool. So, and then right at the end of the Pokemon Presents, they announced that in the next, it was last week they announced this, in 2 days from now, we're going to get another huge announcement of another, maybe a possible Pokemon game in the making. Now, everybody has been saying... the speculations, and Ice, you'll probably been seeing the same thing on this too. There were some Johto Pokemon in the background when the presentation was going on, so everybody is speculating a possible Pokemon Let's Go Johto sequel. So, what do you think?
I honestly think they are in the right marketplace for that, but we're still a ways away from the next Pokemon game release, so I mean, there's a huge amount of hope, because they're expected to release one. I mean, they release a new Pokemon game every year, okay? The big one in 2018, 2019 was the Let's Go series. The next big thing could potentially be Let's Go Johto, or a game similar.
Yeah, here's what I was thinking, though. Like, what would be the names of it be? Somebody would probably say, Let's Go Meryl, Let's Go Pichu, Let's Go, Cubone. Well, not Cubone, but Snubble maybe was another name that I saw. What was another Johto Pokemon? A little Johto-mon.
Oof, there's so many, man.
Let's Go Electkid, Magby.
Names going through my name,
It could have a bunch of names though, and this is like a dream, at least for me. Like, a Pokemon, Let's Go Suicune, because if you guys didn't remember, Suicune was on the cover of Pokemon Crystal. So that could be a possibility, but I don't think it'll happen. But it'd be like, just a beautiful pipe dream for me, at least just to say the least. But Let's Go Raikou, Entei, Cyndaquil, Totodile, well, those are just like Johto Pokemon that are like kind of popping out of my head a little bit. But I I don't know. I mean, I'm keeping my expectations low. I mean, they could come out with something completely different on Wednesday. I mean, you never know. But everybody is leaning towards the speculation. Like I said, I'm keeping my expectations at 0, but just imagine, like, any of those title games. Like, that would be...
But here's another, like, topic around that, alright? The another thing that I have a question on is, like, instead of doing, like, another Let's Go and continuing it off, because, like, the next one, honestly, because just judging from, like, you know, the alternative options and everything, I think, honestly, instead of Let's Go Eevee or Let's Go Pikachu, the next one would probably be, the first one being maybe Let's Go Clefairy.
Cleffa or Togepi, you mean?
One of the two. I mean, there was a.
I don't know how the Togepi would work though.
There was a person that actually took a look into the game files, and there was a reference to a Clefairy or a Cleffa, and there was also the Clefairy doll. That was a big one there.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
okay, that makes sense. So I can see the Clefairy, but Togepi, I don't know. Yeah, because Togepi doesn't really start out with good moods, though.
Like, don't get me wrong, I love the Johto region, but the big thing that I would actually die to see would probably be a Pokemon Let's Go Battle Frontier.
Ooh.
Strictly, just flat out.
We haven't had a Battle
battles.
Frontier since I would believe Pokemon Emerald and Platinum and Heart Gold, Soul Silver.
We've had the game. We've had these competitive online matches. Let's have a Battle Frontier that bases it in a region all its own that has access to all regions, right? Pokemon from all regions, including up to Galar.
And then you can battle, and you can team up with your friends against against the AI
have like a friendly,
and other friends.
Like have online active 2v2.
That would be dope. That they should have done that years ago. Years
Could you
ago.
Imagine how well that would do currently.
That would be
right
moneymaker.
I would drop money on that right now.
That would be absolute money. Just have an online Battle Frontier, just like multi-ranked online matches where you can team up with a friend like duos and then go up against another two. That's what they should have done in Pokemon Sword and Shield, but they never did, which is kind of stupid. But Mattman actually said "Let's Go Larvitar" was another name. I would not be against that name, but Larvitar comes so late though. I feel like that's the only speculation about that.
Well, true. But like I said,
well, you never know. That'd be cool.
I'm only speculating as a Battle Frontier because, like, don't get me wrong, I do love the Johto region. You gotta give that region much love because that's where you get some of the cooler legendaries coming into play with Crystal, Emerald, Sapphire,
the legendaries,
Ruby,
Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald, and obviously the Johto region beasts are my favorite legendaries, hands down. Shiny Rayquaza, though, whew, beautiful color. We'll have a top 5 favorite shiny Pokemon here. Actually, we could do it on the show here right at the end, but let's keep going. And Ice is Mike. I think her mic cut out. Okay, there we go. okay, I thought her mic cut out for a second. That was weird. But yeah, it's just keep going. Or Penguin, if you want to chime in, go for it.
Nah, it's one of those things where y'all pretty much said what needed to be said. I can't really add to it.
I mean,
he's just amazed that I thought of Let's Go Frontier, basically.
That would be insane.
I mean, just think of it. It would be a game changer. The whole idea behind it could be like, for example, like story-wise, you would still have your story, but make it to where you could invite people from your friends list and experience the story together, like actual missions, regularly updated, fundamentally based off of completing missions or requests or special stuff like that. Kick in a little bit of mix of that, alright?
I would, and I was saying this before earlier, I would sell my entire soul just to have a Let's Go Battle Frontier. That would be awesome. Because I remember back in the days when I had Pokemon Emerald and Platinum and Heart Gold, Soul Silver, I miss the Battle Frontier. I don't know why they didn't bring that back for other generations, but
they have had a huge opportunity to do so.
I think
that would be now.
I was gonna say, I think the only time I've seen, a Battle Frontier related thing was on the 3DS, and I never really owned it. I've seen like a YouTube video on it. It was it was Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, and I guess if you go to the I don't remember what the battle place was, but it was like the Battle Salon. Was that what it was? I don't remember exactly. I think it might have been something to do with that. But but anyway, there was a sign that was like right next to it. It said Battle Frontier under construction, and it was never added like in an update. And so many fans were so pissed off that.
I mean, if you think about it, I mean, even in the Pokemon games that weren't even relative to it, I mean, they had a Battle Frontier variant, and some of the mystery dungeons, they were adding them onto, I forget which ones, but they had quite a few under production ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
So
oh, yeah.
It's just a matter of when they're going to add them, how they're going to add them, and the big thing here being is if they turned around and added on that to Sword or Shield, that could be a potential update that would go viral. But like I said, it's all going to be based on the experience alone. The big thing here being that they have to know their market, they have to pay attention to how well the DLCs are going, and so far they're off to a good start, but like I said, I wasn't trying to take away from the Let's Go Johto idea. I think it's great.
Oh no! That's beautiful.
I'm hoping they revamp it, man. I'm hoping they revamp it. I'm hopeful because honestly, it would go huge right now. Just from expectancies, like right after Crown Tundra. I don't know how you guys feel. I honestly feel like that could be a potential.
If they add the Battle Frontier in like a surprise part of the DLC for Crown Tundra, that would be huge.
Huge.
It would be insane.
That would be huge.
Anything Battle Frontier and Pokemon, people are gonna go nuts for.
It would also install the idea that they would be continuously adding on Pokemon from previous regions, previous times. It could potentially be a big thing. Just like doing like a Celebi and having to go into the past, like whenever you first started off, going past the slumbering wields, potentially having to go back through time in some way to go after Celebi.
Mm-hmm.
That is
true.
That would be a good add-on point.
Oh yeah. And for the Battle Frontier part, you were talking about that too. I was mentioning like maybe you could add like the returning Frontier brains that were in Emerald and Platinum and / Hard Gold, so because Hard Gold, Soul Silver, they had the same Frontier brains. Just have them all. I mean, it'd be kind of like kind of a pipe dream, like I said, but have them all being added into like one Battle Frontier where the place is just like it would take a lot of gigabytes just to do. Have them all come back like for like one giant Battle Frontier area, like the Let's Go Battle Frontier, and just have it to where you gotta like do certain challenges, like you win a certain amount of battles, you fight the silver version, gold version of them if you keep your streak going, etc., etc. Just do something like that. Just like bring them all back together. Like it'll be like 12 Battle Frontier. Well, I think it'll be more of 11 because there's actually the Battle Factory was also in Emerald and Platinum, but there was like two separate Frontier brains on that. It was a little kind of debate, but at least 11 for sure. At least 11 Frontier brains.
Imagine Battle Frontier to where they do like a weekly update to one random featured Pokemon gets added onto Pokemon raids or into Battle Frontier challenges or missions as a reward. Could you imagine?
Oh, yeah, just to have like rewards, mystery gift rewards. That would be amazing. That would be honestly cool. But
can you imagine if they took Toxtricity out of raids?
He just mentioned all the G-Max Pokemon out of I think that's ending on the 27th or the 28th, somewhere around there. So we have like 6 raids. Which is kind of weird because he had the DLC drop and he still have all these G-Max Pokemon raids that are like honestly up the wazoo. But at the same time, I'm kind of glad it's ending though. So I pretty much have like every single G-Max Pokemon there is in the book, so I don't need any more. But anyways, moving on here. So if you guys haven't seen of what Masahiro Sakurai, the creator of Smash Brothers, dropped today. So he did standard time for those that are on the East Coast. So there is a the new fighter, this is the second Fighter's Pass for the DLC for Smash Bros. Ultimate, which, like I said, Smash Bros. Has a very big popular community. I think it's even bigger than Pokemon, which is absolutely insane. But the new fighter is, if you guys don't know, Min Min from the ARMS series. I think Ice knows what I'm talking about with this game. ARMS is basically a fighting game where you can, like, you use the Joy-Cons and you act like you're in a punching motion. So, anyways, she's been added to the Smash Brothers roster, and which is kind of a unique, interesting fighter to choose, because they already announced that they were going to drop like a certain ARMS character in the game. They never said what it was until just recently today. And she is actually, I was looking at her photo like a little bit ago. She kind of has a very unique style though, like fighting stance and everything. It's kind of cool. Like, I don't know if you guys saw what the Sakurai presentation today, but he dropped a good one. Everybody's excited about this one. So, Ice, you've played ARMS before. What do you think? What do you think of the selection?
If she still has, the question is here though. You get used to using the Joy-Cons as the controls separate from the system and separate from a docking station in general for ARMS. It'll be interesting how they implement her control of weaponry, tactics, as well as combat.
Sakurai did a presentation on that. Some of the moves are actually insane.
Oh yeah. I'm kind of staying away from it because if I watch it, then I'm gonna be tempted to buy Smash just for Min Min.
I think everybody's going back to Smash just for Min Min.
I'm trying to stay away from it. That's all I can say.
Sakurai is an absolute. He's almost 50 years old and he still like plays Smash Brothers just to give out a demonstration. He's a genius.
Yes.
He's like one of the most loved people in the Nintendo community. So he's a godsend. and I've seen his presentations like before. I even don't own the game obviously, but I've seen he makes a lot of people laugh. He wants to make everybody laugh though when he does his presentations. He'll add like a couple of humor things every so often, and even some characters I'm not familiar with, like obviously I think, what was the last character that they dropped before Min Min? Was it I can't remember the person's name. I know it was I know it was a Fire Emblem character. I don't play that, but
no, the
Violet?
last one that I know of.
I don't know if I'm saying it right. If I'm not saying it right, I apologize.
Just add Incineroar?
No, it was Byleth from Fire Emblem. Like I said, I don't know if I'm saying this right. If I'm saying it wrong, I apologize, but it was from Fire Emblem. Everybody got so mad that another Fire Emblem character was added into the game, and I don't play the game personally, and there's like a good number of people that do, but I know what the game is about, but not really huge onto it. But I don't know, it may sound like a Penguinator game, I don't know.
Yep. Most definitely it's a Penguinator
Okay,
game.
okay, I'm just double checking there.
Keeping it low key, don't let them lie to you.
No, a Penguin game is the Penguin game that he would normally play is Super Metroid. That's it. That's all he needs.
Oh yeah.
But
right,
yeah,
well, I hate to cut it short from my end. I actually have to go. But I will catch you guys in a bit.
All right, Ice, thank you for joining us here for majority of the show.
Anyway, because you see the food on the table.
Well, not yet. Not yet on my end. So we do have just a couple more things to talk about here. So yeah, going back to the Sakurai part real quick. I wanted to touch that up here. So she is going to be released next week. So 1 week from now, she is going to be released on the Nintendo Switch, and it's going to be $6 for her to buy separately, and if you have, the Smash Fighters DLC Pass, it's absolutely free. But they also did announce that they have 5 new Mii fighters to the mix. So Ninjara, who is also from the ARMS series, so basically he's going to be added in there too. Kihaichi from Tekken, if you guys, Penguin, you might know what Tekken is, obviously, so he's going to be added as a Mii fighter also. So Marie and Callie from the Splatoon series will also be Mii fighters. And last but certainly not least, get ready for this one, Vault Boy, the mascot from Fallout, is going to be a Mii fighter. I'm dead serious. Look it up. But it's a very unique, eccentric, lineup. But it's cool. But could that mean something? for the Smash Ultimate? Could it mean like, is there a possibility that these sort of characters might, or maybe other characters from the franchises that were like dropped as Mii, do you think they could get some love in the near future? Hey, you never know. So only Sakurai can ask people and decide that for sure. And Amiibos, Joker and Hero are in development, so they showed that also during the trailer as well. So collectors are they're going to be paying a lot of money for Amiibos, so they'll definitely be getting their money's worth as well. So that was basically it, though. Other than that, but yeah, like I said, Sakurai, almost 50 years old. He's the man. He's the man, the myth, the legend. He still shows off demonstrations just for video games in its own right. But one more topic I wanted to touch up here real quick, but I did have a question I wanted to answer here on the show. So, Crash Bandicoot 4. I didn't really see too much of this, but we were talking about it just before the show started. So, Crash Bandicoot 4 will be on the PlayStation 4, I think, October 2nd, I think? It was like September or October, somewhere around there. I didn't really catch the date for it, but, so Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. It's basically the newest installment to the Crash Bandicoot series, and the animation actually looks kind of cool, though. We were talking about this a little bit ago, and Penguin, you actually did kind of call it a little bit, which, they're going to have Crash Bandicoot 3, and then, there it is, Crash Bandicoot 4, which, I don't know if you saw the trailer for it, but I feel like the visuals and animation art along, and I almost forgot to mention, the Sakurai thing with the Smash reveal for Min. The color art was actually amazing, especially with Captain Falcon eating the ramen, but that was pretty cool, though, in my opinion. But, so, Penguin, Crash Bandicoot 4, what do you think? You grew up on this, too.
Yeah, I grew up back in the day when you had the game, it was complete. There was no DLC. But
back in my days.
But going back to what you were saying, in case anybody didn't know, because we talked about it a little bit, where he's saying I called it, is basically when they were talking about the next gens and what they might do with the next gens, and all of a sudden you had a Crash Bandicoot remastered, Spyro remastered. I told one of my friends, I was like, I guarantee you when next gens actually have a release date, you're going to hear about Crash Bandicoot 4. I guarantee it. And a couple weeks ago, here's the PS5 and the Xbox release dates. 2 weeks later, Crash Bandicoot 4, guys. I was like, oh, gee, told you.
October is going to be a heck of a month for PlayStation, honestly, because you have Star Wars Battle Squadrons also coming out on the same month, which I caught the trailer a little bit. Actually does look pretty insane. And like I said, it's going to be a good month for PlayStation. But Ice was actually talking about it, earlier before, the podcast started. Like, you got all these games coming out on PS4, and then people are going to obviously buy PS5 day one. But if just like I said, imagine, if the sales don't do so well, like within the first week. I'm pretty sure they will, but I feel like what she was saying, though, from, like I said before the show started, that could implode if they don't sell, enough. I mean, like I said, they'll probably sell like a good number, but how many consoles, enough will they sell? That's the real question. And same thing with Xbox, too.
Well, the issue you're going to have is, even though it's still off a little bit and there's no actual release date, which I'm still thinking is going to be closer to, like, the holidays, but at the same token, how many people have the money right now who were required to stay home, couldn't work, and they're just going to be how many of them are actually going to go out and spend $600 on a new system?
Yeah, most of the people are just going to be waiting for a price drop, unless it's like, backwards compatible right off the bat, then everybody's going to like, hey, backwards compatible, let's go spend our money, like, $600-700 on a PS5. But at this point, I mean, if this was... Personally, in my situation, I'd probably wait just to get, for like a price drop or something, and once I saved enough money, then bam, boom, I can buy like a PS5, no problem. Yeah, I have a PS4. What, Kyle the Pug, what are you talking about? Like, stop.
What have you been playing on?
Yeah, I've been playing on Atari. Surprise!
Yeah,
big reveal right there. Boom. But anyway, so yeah, I just feel honestly, like I said, I will probably save up like way later for like a price drop for the PS5. So that's how I kind of did with my PS4. Like, just waited a little bit, because originally I was gonna get The Last of Us, the first part. Well, obviously part 2 is out. If you like, well, off topic, if you guys want to play it, go for it. I would probably recommend playing it, even though I haven't played it yet. Which, by the way, definitely looks really good. But on that note, yeah, like I said, I was going to buy The Last of Us Part 1 edition, but I was trying to put like $5 on each down, but they were sold out of them. And I guess like my pre-order kind of got negated a little bit. So I looked for the next best thing in line, and I just like, oh, look, Batman Arkham Knight. It had a bundle to it, so I had enough money in my account, and then I spent like, I don't know, like a good $430 on my bank account, and then just all of a sudden I have a PS4. I have, Batman Arkham Knight. Batman's, one of my favorite games in the franchise for, with Rocksteady for PlayStation, and yeah, I was super happy with it, Like I said,
yeah, there's one game in the Arkham series that it wasn't made by Rocksteady. It was just done as a filler because they wanted to wait until they got Arkham Knight completed with as few glitches as possible. And I think it's very underrated to me because I thought it actually had a good storyline to how a lot of this came about, and it had some good skins for Batman, and that was Arkham Origins.
Oh yeah, and the multiplayer. I looked at the multiplayer for it too. I mean, it was kind of underrated too in a way, where you had multiple factions from like Joker's crew and Two-Face's crew and Bane's crew going up against each other. That was kind of cool though, honestly. But then they kind of redid that in another game, and what was the game? I can't remember the game, but I remember it was on the top of my head. I'm thinking about it. It's like on the tip of my tongue, and I can't think of it. Oh my god. Yeah, it was obviously Joker's crew, and oh my god, what was the name of the game? Help me out here.
I'm trying to think. I can't think of it.
God damn. Maybe somebody will help, but like, I'll have to look it up here. But if you guys know it in the chat, yeah, just let me know. Because it's kind of like...
there might have been something on Arkham Knight that you could do something similar with.
Maybe there was. I mean, maybe there was, maybe there wasn't. I don't know, but
No, I think what it was on Arkham Knight was you could team up with somebody to be Batman and Robin, and you had to take down like the militia or Joker's crew or something like that.
I think maybe I don't know. I don't think that was it. This is legit gonna kill me now. It was a separate game that was on PS3. I'm trying to remember. I can imagine the game, but it's on the tip of my tongue. It's legit on the tip of my tongue. I don't know what, but I'm gonna find out. Hold on.
The other one coming to mind was DC Universe Online.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that. Hold on. Yeah, because he had guns and it was a first-person shooter. That's what it was. Oh my god, this is literally gonna kill me. Oh my god.
I can't think of it. I really can't.
Hold on, let me see if I can look this up here. Oh, Gotham City Imposters. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's what it was. Oh my god.
Oh, I totally forgot that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I knew there was a game with that, and that game actually kind of looked super fun. It actually did. I never played it, but it's just like it was underrated. Like it was an FPS game where you could be like one of Joker's crew against Two-Face's crew, or actually I think it was a Batman crew. Yeah, because it was Batman versus Joker. There were like two imposters, and you like it was Matt. It was Matt. We already figured it out. It was Gotham City Imposters. That's what it was. I don't know why I couldn't think of that sooner, but it just like I knew what it was. Like the game, I could picture it in my head. I just couldn't think of it for a second. Oh my god.
I can't think of it either.
But yeah, Gotham City Imposters. That was like the game that was, like I said, really, really underrated. I don't know if like there wasn't a lot of people that did play it, but when I saw some videos on it, it was actually pretty funny. But anyways, we're getting down to the point of the show where we have a question. It was on Twitter, when I usually have people ask questions here on Twitter. So Mountain Guy wants to know, what do you think? This is nothing video game related, so you wanted to throw that out there. So what do you think of the Dodgers being named the Sports Humanitarian Team of the Year? Which I actually did see that on Twitter. Oh my God, Mama Pug's having a field day with that in the background, which
That was perfect timing.
yeah, it was perfect timing. Which, like I said, I did look it up on Twitter, which is, like I said, it doesn't shock me that whatsoever, because basically how they got the humanitarian award was they basically built 51 baseball and softball fields, in undeserved communities across LA, basically providing 368,000 youth with access to safe playable fields. So that's basically what the humanitarian award was basically all about. Which
and you have a lot of sports teams now, like they talk
Doesn't
about
shock
doing
me.
stuff for the community and everything, but then you actually have a team like, say, the Dodgers, that they didn't talk it, they actually went out and did it.
yeah, it's just God, you were really laughing at that one, weren't you? That is actually Mama Pug. That is actually a thing on Twitter. The Dodgers winning the Sports Humanitarian Award. She's all because of Magic Johnson. I'm asleep. Oh my God. Oh man. But yeah, I'm actually really I was pretty excited for that. Which like I said, they do stuff for the community, and like Clayton Kershaw, I know he's had his troubles. He's one of the most humble people outside of baseball, helping out his own community and all that jazz. Which and I'm pretty sure a lot of baseball players do that also as well. But like I said, it doesn't shock me, because they'll probably announce it here. They said I don't think this is added on to the question here, but they're probably going to announce it at the ESPYs, I think. So I don't know how they're going to do that with the ESPYs with the coronavirus going around, but I feel like they'll have what do you call those things, like presentation awards, like virtual presentation awards, somewhere around there. I feel like if this keeps up, I feel like that's where they're going to probably take that, honestly.
Yeah, probably.
But who knows? Like I said, it's kind of like a coin toss up in the air. So it's just like, and then all of a sudden, they're either gonna do it. They might do it with social distancing. With the people, have them seated right 6 seats across from each other, just to keep everything safe. Or they'll probably go the safe route and just do a virtual award thing. But anyways, that being said, I feel like that's anything else you wanted to add, or is that gonna do it?
Yeah, that should pretty much do it.
Okay, so with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Shout out to Ice Ryujin for replacing Matt for a majority of the show, which I know Matt had his kids, for another day, so that basically happens. Family over everything first, so. And just wanted to clear about one announcement real quick I wanted to drop. Like I said, it was right before the show. Well, not right before, but it was right when the show started. I dropped this right at the beginning. Just a reminder real quick. 2 shows starting next week, Sunday and Monday. We'll be doing 2 podcast shows a week, Sunday and Monday. So, like I said, you guys better get excited for that. I am. And hopefully we can knock it out of the park. So, that being said, thank you guys so much for watching on the Twitch side and for the YouTube side as well. So, we'll see you next week for episode number 14. And like I said, I apologize for not recording last week, because we had to get this out of the way. So thank you guys, love you, and I'll see you guys in the near future, aka next week for the show. And if you guys are watching on Twitch, probably tomorrow, because we're going to stream something. Fourth Wall Break. Actually, I know we're streaming tomorrow. Revelations. We're attempting Revelations again. Black Ops 3 in 2020, so be on the lookout for that. But anyways, love you guys. I'll see you soon. #PugBark. Bye!